Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video today. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Tropical Storm Elsa. Before we get started on this video, I ask for you guys to stay with your local meteorology for you guys' safety. And don't forget to subscribe. And if you choose to subscribe, make sure to hit your post notifications. And don't forget to share this video with your friends, family, and like this video. So right now, the deal with Tropical Storm Elsa is sitting at a minimum center pressure at 1005. So right now it's moving northwest right now. So what the thing is with the storm is got if we go to our satellite imagery, if we look and wait, as we wait for the low, we have some dry air that's being mixed up with it right now, which is kind of hurting it with the African dust that's being wrapped around it. You can actually see where the African dust, if I can get the water vapor imagery. But as we wait for that to load for a minute, I'm going to be looking at some other stuff. So to start off, we're actually going to be looking at the cone by the National Hurricane Center. So with our last hour update, you guys can see that we officially have Jamaica, even parts of the islands over here. We're talking about tropical storm watches. Now, with the warnings still staying in effect, same thing as earlier's one, hasn't been dropped, but we're talking about that this is going to be making its way into Cuba by 2 p.m. Monday. So this could be a fast-moving storm we're talking about, making its way over the islands over here around 2 a.m. Sunday. So that's something we have to keep in mind. This is going to be a fast-moving storm, and we're even talking about Tuesday, where it might be on the Gulf of Mexico side. Now, there is two problems with the GFS and European. I'll get to that in a minute. So as you guys can see, our center rotation right now is not rotating right now because, like I said, it is getting that dry air right in front of it, and the side of it is getting caught up into it and spinning into it because it's kind of weakening it a little bit. It's not able to have favorable conditions of forming right now. But you guys can see that we have our center right in here, and it's located right in here somewhere. So, like I said, the storm is not doing too good right now, which, it's a typical thing. That's why we say storms are kind of hard to form in July during this time of year. There's only been one storm named and made it its way towards, let's see, let's go to our GFS ensembles. So, like I was saying, there's only one storm to be named in the last 100 years that has made its way over the islands and hit as a hurricane in July. It's only one, and I forgot what they call it, but it was in 1933, and it devastated the area. I forgot where it made landfall, but it was in 1933, and that's the only storm that has made landfall in the United States, made it over the islands, and made landfall in the United States. But 1933 was a very active storm. I know for the Chesapeake hurricane, the Chesapeake Bay hurricane that was in the Chesapeake Bay devastated the Virginia Beach area, Norfolk area. That this 1933 was a very active year. So I'm not trying to compare this with 1933, but it's only happened once. So this is why I'm trying to count history, because the models are not agreeing right now. The GFS is saying big hurricane or very weak hurricane at category 1, a very weak category 1, and the Europeans say no, it's going to get carried by a front, it's not going to make landfall, it's going to take this type of loot, it's going to nope, and then get carried by a front. Now, we're only 5 days from landfall. This is a little concerning for these models right now because, excuse me, this is a little concerning for these models because they should be picking up on stuff. While you had the GFS saying making landfall in Tampa Bay, you have the CMC making landfall as a weak tropical storm in the Key West, the middle of Florida, and then you have the European having the front coming in and getting carried. So right now, this is all a matter. We have to use history to believe in, and I think honestly, the European and GFS and CMC are going to meet up at one point in the next 24 hours, 48 hours. Either A, the GFS is going to switch, and That's gonna be because sometimes the GFS is kind of a little funky about some stuff. It's like one day it's saying this, the next day it'll agree with the European. So tomorrow morning, it could be possible that tomorrow morning we could be waking up and seeing no landfall in the United States with the storm. So anything's possible right now. But you guys see, let me stop talking about that. You guys can see, this is our GFS ensembles. This is ran 50 times each model run. As you guys see, a big jumbo. Half of these jumbos are saying Gulf of Mexico. Some jumbos are saying Atlantic side. So this is all the stuff we got to keep in mind that is possible. And then we average it out, and they put an average out, and this is where these big black lines, this thick back black line, is where we're seeing it. So this is 120 hours. We're talking about passing over Cuba. In the next 48 hours, we're talking about maybe making its way over to Jamaica. In the next 24 hours, maybe entering the Caribbean Sea on top of the islands. So that's the thing we have to watch out for. Now, the latest updation on this shows it a lot weaker, actually. It was not a 998 anymore. It's actually a 1002 now. So that's kind of a little change. So we're going to go to our forecast models real fast just to show your GFS and your European and that type of things real fast. Now, I wanted to show the GFS and the European because there's nothing that is being agreed upon this storm right now, and it's a little concerning because we're only 5 days, and these malls are arguing about what's going to be happening. So here's the GFS, and we look right here. This is our hour right here, our hour forecast, and then our 60 July 2nd. So we're talking about making its way to tomorrow in the Caribbean Sea, and eventually making its way into the passing right the west of Jamaica, or if not scraping Jamaica as a pressure of 991, July 4th. So crossing the Cuba area as 989, which if we zoom in right here, we put something on this real fast and look. If it loads, if we look shear, there's only a 9 KT in there, so not too much shear, not bad. It's more of a healthy shear than anything else. It's not really going to hurt it. But if we look at this is around July 6th, and the GFS saying, if we switch regions, get closer, let's go to our Florida region. Actually, let's do this one. So you guys can see 978, and it's talking about making landfall around the Tampa Bay area. Now, the reason why I don't go off this, I don't believe it at all, because named the last time Tampa Bay has had landfall. It's been a long time now, so it's kind of rare for Tampa Bay to see. And we're talking about making its way up to the coast and eventually just stalling out, or not even stalling out, just becoming a big blob, and then going to the Carolinas. So that's just your GFS run right there. Like I said, you can't really believe it. You gotta look at history more than anything else off these malls right now because the malls are not agreeing. So we switch regions and we go to our North Atlantic and we look. So right here we keep on playing. Go back actually. Alright, so our storm is right here. This is the storm we're watching right now. European, I don't know. It could be right. But the GFS and European are agreeing that it's going to be going in the Caribbean Sea and making landfall on the islands over there, crossing islands as a good tropical storm. And then, if we look right here, right across the islands, but it's saying coming to a tropical wave and then getting carried by this front up here. So, that's why I'm saying that this storm is kind of being unpredictable right now. We're not knowing, and it's a little concerning because the next 5 days, it would say if it does become a Category 1, is something gotta watch out because surge is possible with this thing. If it does make landfall, landfall is possible for all the way up to the Panhandle, all the way up into Florida. Like I said, now the GFS we can wake up with GFS tomorrow, agreeing with the European. It'd be a dramatic switch. Like I said, what it works like that, or the European could be a dramatic switch and switch over to the GFS and saying making landfall on the backside of the Gulf of Mexico, Florida side. So it's something we have to watch because it's something I'm not here to start a bunch of stuff, rumors and all that. So, a lot of people use that stuff for clickbait. First, before we actually look at that, I actually want to show you guys the intensity of what we're looking at real fast. If we go down here and we look at here. So, and some of the models are saying between a good, strong tropical storm or a Category 1. Some even taking it up to the Category 2s. But I would say a very weak Category 1 between a weak Category 1 or a strong tropical storm, if you can get the words out. So that's just your intensity model guidance. So nothing really to look at right now with that. So here is our favorable conditions. So this is where our heat content um, is. So you guys can see, this is where our storm is currently in this batch. Not too much bad, you got that dry air African dust that's coming off of it, making it not forming right now. That's why it's struggling. But I think once it makes its way into the Caribbean Sea, it's going to be it's gonna blow up, or B, it's gonna do what the Europeans say. So that's something we do have to keep an eye on because stuff like that, it can change overnight. So here's wind shear right here. No wind shear in it whatsoever. We got some wind shear around St. Jane, some right on top of Puerto Rico, areas like this, Puerto Rico over here, and Jamaica. So really not strong wind shear. The strongest we have over here is on top of the Bahamas and really north east of Puerto Rico, and maybe a little bit more right here. So that's nothing really worry about. The wind shear is not really bad in here with the storm. It's very weak wind shear. So if we look down here, we see. Let's see. I wish I can get a hold of the water vapor radar right now because I can't. So if we look and come in here, looking for some more stuff to get some information off. But I think, if I'm right, that the storm could be making landfall anywhere. My estimate with landfall, my opinion, this is my opinion, the landfall could be possible between Tampa all the way up to the Key West. I'm feeling more. Now, if the GFS switches, then I'm going to change my predictions really fast. And, this is how weather works. And, this is how we track storms. This is why it's fun. This is why we love it. It's stuff that's fun. But at the end of the day, it can get dangerous, and it can be a dangerous thing for other people that don't understand weather like us. So that's why I like to do these videos right here for fun, because to stay tracking with you guys and to bear it through. But like I said, the GFS could change. I don't honestly know. That's going to be unbearable. I think, honestly, that the GFS, we might be waking up to a new version of the GFS or the European. The European does update. The GFS and European do update later on tonight. One around, I believe, 2 a.m. 2 a.m. And then the GFS with a 12 a.m. Update. So that's going to be a wrap of the video today, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to like this video. And if you choose to subscribe, turn your post notifications, and make sure you share this video with everyone, your families, your friends, your co-workers, everyone, so I can get popular and start a weather community. And guys, I'm going to be making merch soon, and I'm actually opening a new social media. It's going to be called Jacob's Weather. I will announce that when I release it, and the merch along with that too. So that's going to be a wrap of the video today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Until next time.